Hello everybody, this is Paul Gerald. I am the author of 60 Hikes Within 60 Miles of Portland, and this is my first very amateurish attempt at recording a little video about a hike. So let's get started to see how it goes. Today we're going to go to Memaloose State Park, which is out in the Columbia Gorge between Hood River and the Dalles. It's sort of a open area, eastern part of the gorge. As you can see here, this is kind of an overhead shot from Google Earth. Sort of a patchwork of meadows and forest, and really an undeveloped state park. There's almost no trails in the park. In fact, there's no official trails in the park. But if you have somebody that knows what they're doing, they'll show you around. We, in fact, followed a guy named Jim Chase, who leads hikes for the Friends of the Columbia Gorge. And this is kind of a clumsy attempt at a map of the loop that we did. This is looking towards the north, or towards the south, excuse me. So Memaloose State Park and the Columbia River down at the bottom. You can see the highway rest area where we started. Very romantic. And we did this loop counterclockwise. Yes, you start at the Memaloose rest area on Interstate 84, which is not romantic at all. It does have the advantage of free parking and excellent bathrooms. But you pretty quickly get out of the highway corridor and up into some pretty cool rock formations and neat scenery, walking along a very old roadbed here. Wind up through the oak trees. As you can see, it was not warm the day that we went, but it was mid-30s. Cloudy, but no wind. So the gorge in January, that's just fine. You can see there's a little bit of a trail there, but these are all completely social trails, nothing built here at all. First stop is the Memaloose Viewpoint, which you can actually drive to on Highway 30, the old Highway 30 that is. Here's a little video that I shot from up there. You see the island out in the river there. That's Memaloose Island, an old burial ground for Native Americans. Some of you hiking enthusiasts might recognize across the way, that's the Catherine Creek area and Coyote Wall on the other side of the Columbia River there. We then went across the old highway, wind up through the oak trees here, past this little wetlands area with an old bridge in there that I can't imagine what that bridge ever went from or to. And then you get out and the country starts to open up quite a bit. It's really wide open out there, and again, no trails, but we managed to stay on public land the entire time. It does help to have a knowledgeable guide, that's for sure. We eventually started up this hill here that you can see in the distance. We were going to go have a good viewpoint. I wanted to point out, by the way, you might be looking at this thinking, what is all that crap on the ground? Well, those are dead balsam root plants, and Memaloose State Park doesn't always look like this. In the spring, it looks like this. This is a photo from Susan Saul. I wanted to give her credit. This is from about late April, and it is a much different situation from when we were there. I am told that the balsam root and lupin out there are as much as or better than anything at Tom McCall Nature Preserve or Dog Mountain. So mark this one down for late April. This is what we got to see from up on top of the hill there. Again, it wasn't sunny, it wasn't terribly warm, and there were no flowers, but I think it's nice. It's a different kind of countryside from the gorge. It's pretty open. There's some houses around. It's kind of settled. It's almost like walking around in Italy or something, except it's cold and cloudy. That's my friend Jane. It's a great view down the river there to the west, or would be if the sun was out. Eventually we headed off down that hill, back into the trees. Again, no trails, but really easy to find your way around. Found a few cool old trees here and there. Crossed some death-defying, raging streams. Hey, you got to make it interesting however you can. We even got to hike on Memory Lane. Yes, I confirmed on the map that is called Memory Lane. So it's not exactly wilderness hiking, but what the heck. You do have to face some death-defying obstacles, as Jane will demonstrate here. Look out, Jane. Look out. Look out. It's a big step. She did it. Good job, Jane. This tree was on the map. Jim has got this handwritten map that looks like it's from Tolkien or something. It's like meet at the tree. It's pretty wide open country out there, and not a whole lot of trees, but really cool. You pick a direction and off you go. We also came across this old stone wall back in the woods. Not on the map, no idea where it came from. It was like, we decided it was left there by druids or something. It was really kind of a neat thing to come across. And finally, the last thing we found on the trail that Jim knew about is this cool waterfall, which I'm told only has water in winter and spring, and I'm sure later in the spring we can replace that snow and ice with flowers. And that's what I would recommend for Memaloose State Park, is come back in mid to late April when the flowers are out. If you want to know exactly when that is, you can keep up with all of this stuff on my website, paulgerald.com. You can see I also write there about breakfast, hiking, travel stories, and spirituality ramblings. You can buy all my books there, including 60 Hikes Within 60 Miles of Portland and Breakfast in Bridgetown. And by the way, another way to keep up with my hiking exploits is on my Facebook page for the 60 Hikes book. That's facebook.com/hikerpaul. So thanks very much for checking out my first probably terrible video. One day I'll get better at this and have prettier pictures to show. Okay, thanks.